What? Why would you do that if this is supposed to be a fucking insurance scam? You're recording evidence to the contrary. How dumb is this guy? Are there series like Berserk you would recommend to people besides Plague Seeker? I think a couple series kind of like Berserk, but I mean, not like Berserk is really a generous term. More just so inspired by. So I guess it really depends. Like there's something like Claymore, which is loosely inspired by, but I feel like if you really like Berserk, you might not fuck with something like Claymore. Thanks to Tier 1 Ken. That's the second time someone mentioned that guy. I'll look it up. So it was a college student who amputated his legs on purpose by getting frostbite for an insurance scam. Resub vinyl. I'll look. Thanks, Chocolate. That will be interesting. And no, I have not seen that gauge. So this is from 3 days ago. Is this the right one? Oh, actually, wait, no. This is a kind of a deep... Is this a big popular story right now? Because there's already a follow-up to it. Okay. Student alleges friend convinced him to amputate legs to claim $1.7 million in insurance money. The 23-year-old kept his feet in a bucket of dry ice for 10 hours and later claimed the frostbite was a result of riding a scooter at night. 23-year-old university student in Taiwan has had his legs amputated in an alleged insurance scam gone wrong. Seems like it went right. That was like the whole plan. This went all according to the scheme. In fact, it couldn't have gone more right for him. Oh, sweet. Well, thanks for that, Chris. And just by writing it all down immediately, Ethan. That's like the only way to keep it all together. Taiwan's Criminal Investigation Bureau recently announced the student identified as Chang has been charged with insurance fraud as a result of the scheme. According to local media reports, Chang allegedly kept his feet in a bucket filled with dry ice for 10 hours, leading to severe frostbite and necrosis below the knee. He applied for compensation from 8 insurance policies after the amputation, allegedly hoping to pocket $1.7 million, and claimed the frostbite was the result of riding a scooter at night. I really feel like $1.7 million and losing both of your legs is not worth it. You should at least be going for 8 figures. Like, $1.7 million is a ton of fucking money, but that's not like set for life type money like generational wealth or anything. Especially to give away both of your legs. Like, you'd probably end up paying more money over the course of your life. With the debilitating condition of not having your legs and all of the complications that'll come from it with hospital bills and shit. Thanks for Prime Swag. Man lost both his legs and got a felony charge. Yeah. Yikes. Doctors since something was off, though, noting an absence of shoe or sock marks and the symmetry of his injuries. The weather conditions on the night of the alleged incident were also not consistent with frostbite. Beyond that, Chang had taken out multiple insurance policies just days earlier. Chang allegedly worked with a co-conspirator, also 23, and identified as Lau. Chang claimed Lau was the mastermind behind the scheme, concocting a story that gang members were after him for an outstanding debt, when in reality, Lau had incurred financial losses from trading cryptocurrency. Oh my god. Is there a bigger clown on the planet? Could there be a bigger clown on the planet? This is worse than getting cucked. This is like 10x in terms of humiliation. You let your crypto bro friend convince you to get your legs amputated so you could make up for his financial losses? That's wild. What a waste. What a fucking buffoon. There's the Prime Dusky. The duo were originally high school classmates. The indictment reportedly states on January 26, 2023, Chang and Lau rode scooters to purchase dry ice in New Taipei City's Shangchong district. They later returned to Lau's residence in Taipei City, Zhongshan district, where he used cable ties to restrain Chang to a chair while he immersed his feet in dry ice from 2 a.m. until shortly after noon. Wait, this no longer sounds consensual. He tied him to the chair and left him there? Lau took photos and recorded some of the incident on his phone per the indictment. What? Why would you do that if this is supposed to be a fucking insurance scam? You're recording evidence to the contrary. How dumb is this guy? How stupid can you possibly be? Depends on what you like, DD. There's a lot of good Souls-like games out there now. And yeah, I know about the Waffle House stage potential. Thanks to the gift sub squid. There's photos of it on Reddit. Hold on, I've got to take a peek. Thanks for your sub skin Sinshi. Yeah. It's not like, so the pictures aren't like gruesome or anything. It's just a picture of his friend tied down with zip ties with his legs in a bucket of dry ice. What in tarnation? Thanks to the Prime. Pellin. Why was he tied up if it was consensual? It's probably like one of those things where even though you go into it knowing full well like you're committing to it, you're going to try and let it rip, when you actually get in the Crucible and the Thunderdome, you start panicking and freaking out like and run away or whatever, fight or flight response. So maybe this was to prevent that and he agreed to it. I don't know. Honestly, probably the dumbest plan I've ever heard of in my life. He's a Prime Scarlet. Alright. Chang went to the hospital on January 28th and his legs were amputated below the knees following more than a week of treatment. While he initially obtained nearly $10,000 through insurance claim, that money has since been seized by prosecutors and both Zhang and Lau have been charged with fraud and embezzlement. Somewhat unbelievably, a similar insurance scam unfolded in Missouri in November. What? How can there be multiple people this stupid on the planet? What? I swear, like, you don't need to look further than a couple of headlines to realize that we are actually just getting dumber as a species, for sure. In that case, a Missouri man staged farm equipment accident to appear as though he had lost his feet to a brush hog, a type of rotary mower, in hopes of making an insurance claim. But when responding medics and law enforcement officers arrived at the scene, the man's feet were nowhere to be found and his injuries appeared to be too clean to be the result of a brush hog. The man in his 60s was a known paraplegic in his lower extremities, and authorities were immediately curious about the tourniquets on his legs and who applied them. So this is a little different. This Chang had 2 fully functional legs that he parted with for $10,000. This guy was apparently a paraplegic and sacrificed his feet to try and get some insurance money. That's different. Chang is still significantly fucking dumber. According to police, the man had been aided in the attempted scam by a Florida man who had cut off the man's legs with a hatchet. That's like some Winnie the Pooh blood and honey type shit. Investigators later determined that the incident has been an attempt to make a faulty insurance claim, but because the man never formally filed the false claim, he was not charged or identified. According to police, days after they responded to the scene, a relative found the man's feet in a bucket on the property which had been obscured by tires. So he kept it as like a little souvenir, like a trophy. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope it gets easier soon, Phantom. You can try the Stellar Blade demo if you want, Deity, just for something to do, I guess. Thanks to membership chickens. But there was a follow-up to this. Oh wait, no, it's the same information. I thought there was some kind of different thing that just unfolded. But here's a little more info on it. According to the Bureau, Lau and Zhang were both charged with fraud, aiding and abetting serious injury. After the detention on January 17th, the authorities said that Zhang received one insurance payout of $7,200. However, it will be seized, and the insurance providers canceled the other claims filed following the incident due to the short period between receiving the policies and filing them. Alright, rest in peace to both of his legs, and also all of his financial future. He's getting a fucking felony slapped on top of this. All that for nothing. Less than nothing. All that for significantly less than nothing. There's yet another case in Slovenia where a woman cut off her hand with a circular saw for $1.2 million insurance scam. She's now serving a 2-year jail sentence. Seems far more common than I would have thought. Thanks to Resub Sicilian. You might as well have made a YouTube video out of it. I mean, I don't know why I'd do that. The whole thing was supposed to scam the insurance for $1 million. Are insurance scams even easy in the first place? I feel like they probably were a while ago, but it became so common with people faking insurance claims after getting hit by a car that they probably cracked down on it in a big way. I feel like it's probably pretty fucking tough these days. Look at Prime Metal. You were the victim of one? That's called ambulance chasing. It's not necessarily the same thing. I'm talking about, like, the classic fucking red-blooded American good old-fashioned insurance scam where you run in front of a car that's barely moving, throw yourself on it, and start hooting and hollering.